to be before you long because I am preparing for a 4-day masterclass that is kicking off tomorrow. I am so super excited. We did so well with it this past week that we're running it back again. And so if you didn't have the opportunity to join the Chaos Cultivation Masterclass, you are more than welcome to connect with us starting tomorrow, 7 o'clock. So thank you for everybody that's joining by Instagram. You're joining me by way of the Reframe Brain YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to the Reframe Brain YouTube channel. Thank you for everybody that's joining us live by Facebook. I'm not going to be before you long, but felt it important to come on for a couple of different reasons. And that's why I titled this live specifically Forward Response to Chaos. So for those of you who aren't aware of who I am, my name is Erica Savage. I am the founder and creator of the Reframe Brain, CEO as well. It is a wellness platform and community that we are centered in brain health and unseen injuries. Also through that and Evolve Savvy, my company, we also teach individuals, teams, worship groups, corporations, how to create and sustain cultures or environments of wellness. And we have been doing this work for about 3 years now. Yes, our 3-year anniversary. Oh my gosh. Happy anniversary to me and to us. So yeah, so very, very excited about that work. I came doing that work by way of a horrible car accident in which I became a polytrauma patient in 2021. And through that, learned so many tools, so many modalities, so many techniques that particularly during a time of chaos. And that is why I wanted to come on today to really. Oh, I'm so glad, Breezy. I'm so glad you're signing up. Yay. We're so happy to have you. The class was really, really good this past week. So I said, we're going to run it back again. We're running it back tomorrow. So I'm so glad that you signed up. Hey, Man of Steel 717. So glad to have you connected on this Sunday evening. So again, not going to be here before you long. But as I mentioned, I am in the wellness lifestyle space, serving as a coach and a consultant. And before that was a political executive. And in that work, did work here in the continental United States, also did emissary work that took me out of the country. And one of the things that, and I do have done media for many years, have pulled back on some of the media that I once did, but still do Sirius XM on the Reese Colbert Show every Saturday, have been with Reese. We have done media together for probably about 7 years now almost, but in her on her particular show, the Reese Colbert Show, which is now in its 3rd year on Sirius XM channel 126, I join her as co-host every week, every Saturday, from 2 to 4 p.m. So those are the spaces that I'm still active in. In space, in the political space, in the media space, not sure if many of you have heard, but Joyanne Reed, who is brilliant in her work, in her books, I have all of her books. The show was promptly canceled today. And so she will have a final closing show this week, something that we were not afforded for those that watched Tiffany Cross's show when it was on MSNBC. And I'm bringing that forward because the whole purpose of this masterclass was because some of the things that I've been sharing in the media for 7 years are unfortunately coming to fruition. And understanding that there was a period of time as a result of being a polytrauma patient that I myself was not engaged in the political space in the way that I used to be, because which is very fast paced. If what you're watching on television seems that it's fast paced, imagine actually being a person who works on the Hill or being someone that works in the political space as I did as an executive. It is non-stop almost. I remember on my 40th birthday, I was working with one of our clients out of the country. And because their schedule was very different than our schedule in DC. I had to actually shift my schedule to their hours of schedule. So I would be up very, very early in the morning on calls with them. And I still have two phones now, but I can remember being knee deep in my phone so much so it was right before my son was about to leave to go to college. He was like, Mom, like literally, I'm taking you out. This is a seminal birthday, and you're like in your phone. It was 8 o'clock at night, and I've been up since 5 o'clock that morning, taking care of business for them as it was still effectively their work day. So I shared all of that to say to you, I understand the chaos of politics intimately, both on the media side and both having worked in that space. I also understand intimately what it means to experience chaos in your body, having been a polytrauma patient, 9 doctors, practitioners, therapists, all really helping to work with me because my most prominent injury was a brain injury, helping getting my prefrontal cortex, which houses your emotional regulation, your ability to reason, and also logic in making short and long term decisions. All of that melds together with the news that was received today about Joyanne Reed's show being canceled around this because January was very long, which it sometimes is just in the beginning of a year, but it was made even longer due to what we're experiencing politically. And so the barrage of not only news, but of all the different acts that are continually pushed through not just our media feeds, but our social media feeds. And I'm using the word feed very intentionally because that is actually something that we're ingesting. Okay. And so that is impacting sleep for us, that is impacting the way that we view change can be effective, a change can happen. It impacts decision making. It impacts even how we actually eat ourselves, where we normally would have been a little bit more engaged in, say, an activity that is good for us, like going outside and making sure that, of course, we need to apply sunscreen, even as melanated people, right? Spending time in the sun, making sure that we're in nature, going for walks, because it can feel like everything is closing in, or it just may not feel safe, right? All very real, um, eh, eh, uh, all very real things. However, I intimately understood that the master class that I was um, going to be sharing was important for a few reasons. That main reason being because having experience in the political space, understanding what we were facing in the political space, but then also our response as a people, as a community, as a nation, and even as just global humans, how it is all overwhelming because so much is happening in rapid succession. And I want you to know this, that overwhelm is the point. The point is to overwhelm, which is why my company Evolve Savvy, the work that we involved in for years before this specifically was to reduce overwhelm and to increase focus. And focus doesn't always mean work. Focus means being very aware of the activity of your mind. So before I tell you the 4-word response to chaos is 18 letters, before I share that with you, I want to all think about something for a minute. Think about your favorite movie, or think about something that you really enjoy watching on television. And perhaps you're eating or Maybe you're having some popcorn, which is still eating, maybe you're just like your favorite snack. And you look down and maybe you were eating chips, maybe you were eating cookies, and you can't believe chips or cookies are gone. It was like, oh, wait, the popcorn is gone, the chips are gone. Like, I feel like I just got this bag popped. I feel like there were more chips that were in this bag or in this canister, or I feel like there were more cookies than there are right now. We're usually eating at the speed we're usually not even present in what we're eating. We're just hand to mouth, hand to mouth, hand to mouth. Think about that in terms of the way we scroll our social media and what we're ingesting without thought. It's just one bad story after another bad story. If it's your local news, if it's national news, it is just a barrage of nothing getting better than what was shared before. I said that to say this to you, that overwhelm is in fact the intention at a point. And in that, one of the decisions or one of the solutions may seem to be, well, let me just check out. I don't do that. I turn my feed is something that's just a lot happier. And I encourage you to make sure that your feed actually has nutritious activity in it, nature, things that you enjoy, things that do you enjoy. But I'm also encouraging you not to check out. Okay. I did not return to my career as a political executive because I wasn't able to meet the demand in which I had been accustomed or what I understood would be required of me. But that was also in that decision was because I made a decision that I wanted to do things differently. And the way that I learned to do things differently did not put me back to the place that I was at one time. It actually put me at a place where I exceeded where I was. So I'm sharing all of this to say this to all of you. All is not lost. There is absolutely a lot happening, and it is a lot happening at one time. And that is absolutely the point. When government is running well, it should be running so well that there are just things you shouldn't know about. It's just like your car. You wouldn't want your vehicle, your motorcycle, whatever your mode of transportation, you would not want to look up, and every time you looking up, you got to take it to the shop. How is that? That's not. You sit down in a chair, understanding that that chair is going to hold your weight. That is the way government runs. It is not an entertainment circle. It is absolutely not sexy. It should just run. But because that is being intentionally interrupted, because the shock, the awe, the chaos is meant to counter whatever good feelings, whatever good evidences you had about that, that actually does impact our immune system. It impacts our nervous system. And so the four words that I want to share with you all, the way that I learned early in 2021 after I was hit twice by an 18-wheel truck. I'm driving 60 miles an hour, lost consciousness, traumatic brain injury, left side of my body, was not able to move it, did not know what year it was. Just a whole, just run the whole, just a list of things that I was no longer able to do. I effectively went from one of my 9 practitioners shared that the political executive, the Erica that you knew, is the former. You are dealing functionally with a toddler. 2 months after that, in that mind, having to relearn to read, having to relearn to write, having to have um, um, hearing aids because I lost hearing as well too because of the brute force of the hit. Having to regain my ability to walk. I talked about the memory. Having to have home health care for almost 2 years. a list of things that happen behind the scenes, right? To get to the woman that you see today that is a wellness lifestyle coach that has learned a thing or two about the brain, the breath, and the body and how they all connect, who knows a thing or two about chaos. I'm sharing with you this, that chaos does come to overwhelm, but I made a decision very early, 2 months, when my speech was delayed, when I was crying all the time, sensitivity to light was very, very strong. I made a decision that whatever price I needed to pay, that Erica Savage needed to pay, that I was going to pay that price to go through, not around, not over, not be patched up, but I was going to pay the price to go through. And 4 years later, you're seeing a person that is still invoicing. I paid a significant price to be able to share with you the message, the call that I am putting forward, to stay very firm in the fact that I am absolutely primed for this moment. I understand chaos on the political side because I worked in it both nationally and I worked in it as an emissary going to countries where there was civil war and doing incredible work, one of which saw a political prisoner that was a PhD candidate freed. That work also involved our current pope, who is having a bit of a health crisis at the moment, and other power factors, was there in country involved in that work. I know what chaos is because I have not only engaged chaos on a personal level, but on a historical level. So I am here to share this with you because it is a message I have walked, lived, breathed, and as my Twitter buddy says, have an absolute testimony behind. So I can say to you in this moment, one of the things that I was, after I made that decision and I started, I was able to get moving again to go to physical therapy to regain the strength and the ability for walking capacity was, it was when I would go in, I couldn't sit in the waiting area. So I had a private area that I would go in. And so when it was time for me to go back, the lights would have to be off because I was very, very sensitive to light. And that physical therapist said to me, and then another thing was that the world was spinning, really, really able to get that under control for months. And so she engaged a tool that is absolutely my response to chaos. And what this tool will help you today, if you engage this tool today, and I hope that you do absolutely come to the 4-day complimentary class that I usually comes at a hefty price, but this is so needed. And again, as I said, it was so successful last week. Running it back, it starts tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to evolvesavvy.com. Please DM me. Everybody that's DM me has got the link. If you're just like, Erica, that sounds like a lot, just DM me and I will absolutely send you the link because I want you to be a part of this. Evolvesavvy.com. What this tool, what this technique also does is it engages your parasympathetic nervous system. So whether or not you watch Joanne Reed, we are all aware of her. She has been very faithful in this space in delivering news. If when you think about what you're experiencing personally, what's going on, the climate that we're in right now, you want to make sure that, particularly before you go to sleep tonight, that your parasympathetic nervous system is activated. And what your parasympathetic nervous system does is it allows you to rest and for your food to be able to digest. And you can do this in a myriad of ways. You can play music that is soothing, engage in activity that is that brings you peace. If it's coloring, if it's crocheting, whatever it is that brings you peace. For some people, it's drawing. For me, it's reading. Whatever activity brings you peace, then you want to engage that tool. Okay. But here's something that I found to be effective in that learning, getting back my strength to be able to walk again. If you're in a space where you feel comfortable, you can either do this with your shoes on, with your socks on, or not. I like to do it completely barefoot. And you can either be outside or you can be inside of your home, somewhere where you feel safe. And these are 4 words that you're going to say to activate that parasympathetic nervous system that allows you to rest and digest and bring you ease so that you can go to sleep tonight. Because I want everybody to get good REM sleep so this lovely organ that is inside of your head can have work that needs to be done. There's a system, it's called a lymphatic system, that cleans all the toxins as you get REM sleep. And I want you to get REM sleep, okay? Good quality deep sleep, grounded to the earth. I want you to say that, repeat that to yourself, grounded to the earth, grounded to the earth. That is the 4-word response to chaos, whether it's chaos happening out here or the chaos that's happening here. And that could be for different reasons. Somebody ticked you off on the phone, you saw something on your social media feed. It could be many, many different things. Grounded to the earth. And what it does is it brings you back to the present moment. Not what are they going to do tomorrow, not everything that happened the day before, but being very present. You and I, we are here. We are present. We are breathing. We still have opportunity. And though chaos comes and brings destruction with it, absolutely, it certainly does. Not denying that. It brings that, and it also is an invitation. It is an invitation. That invitation is to do things differently, reassess things that are around us. And I had to do that over and over and over and over again in my own retooling, rewiring of my brain, my breath, and my body over the last 4 years. And so I am inviting you, as I share that gift with you. Absolutely. Jason says on Facebook, ground the static electricity to balance the emotion. Yeah, it absolutely does. It helps that we get the electricity from the earth that it brings to help us to rebalance. Absolutely. So listen, whether or not you are responding to the chaos that says, I just don't pay attention to all of that, it doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We just have to be very honest in our approach with the way that we actually do engage, and engage in a way that allows us to say that we see it, and we also accept the invitation, curiosity, the creativity, and the cultivation for us. Okay. So I hope that is helpful to you all. And if you have not, like Jason, we have known each other for what? How long, Jason? Like 25 years now? It's been my goodness, almost a quarter of a century. You have to join the likes of so many people who have said, this is complimentary, and we're running it back. The Chaos, the Cultivation Masterclass. I am excited to share with you all because it is necessary in this moment. And this is the space that I want to invite you to. Chaos, the Cultivation Masterclass. You're going to get a guidebook that will go to everyone that signed up tomorrow, in addition to so you can join the class as well. And everybody that completes will receive on the class is Monday through Thursday of this week, and completely complimentary, which means it's at no cost. And everyone that completes the master class will receive from in my team a toolkit. So if you think that grounded to the earth, those 18 words were powerful, got something even more powerful for you in the class and then after you complete as well. This is your invitation. This is your invitation. Okay. Cultivate. Learn, learn, learn. This is an opportunity to go deeper. And in a time I thought that the world was passing me by, as I went through extraordinary pains, but made the decision to go through, I can tell you, I honestly, I honestly can say I would not trade it for the world. And so we experienced this during the pandemic, a lot of upheaval, a lot of norms shifted. We can do even more, and it requires us to make an absolute covenant with ourselves, which is that we are going to cultivate, that we're going to take the chaos and we're going to cultivate. And we can do that. Okay. All right, good people. Listen, I hope that you have an excellent rest of your Sunday. If you have not signed up to join the Chaos of Cultivation free 99 masterclass, send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. I'm on, we got to get back active on TikTok. But yes, send me a DM through my social media. I'm more than happy, very responsive to get you the link so that you can get signed up. And thank you for everybody that listens to me on SiriusXM or any platform you've listened to me on, or you see me on your televisions. Listen, we are going to navigate through this, and we are going to navigate in a way that will allow us to not only be well, but to do well. Okay? I hope to see you all tomorrow. Oh, you're very, very kind. Thank you so much. Bless you. I have had my just side note. So my locks, this is probably the fifth time they've been cut in 20 years. They were down past my waist, and it was like time to get them cut again. So thank you. They're a little short. But I definitely do appreciate you. Listen, I hope to see y'all tomorrow evening, honey. Okay. I see you on Instagram. I see you on Facebook. I see you on YouTube. I hope to see you all tomorrow in the Chaos of Cultivation Masterclass. Okay, listen, y'all know my favorite three words is that was a 4-word phrase I gave you all, but my favorite three words are I love you, because I absolutely do, y'all. We are going to navigate this thing together, okay? I absolutely love you all. Send me a DM so I can send you the link if you're not already joined. And I hope to see you tomorrow at the Chaos to Cultivation Masterclass. Be well. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, y'all. Thank you for joining on Facebook and on my YouTube channel. Love you all. Good night.